Good morning. Morning for me. I am up early, so I'll do a little stream before work, I guess. I really don't know what else to stream. I just probably gonna be working on this, so I thought I might as well. I think I'm pretty much finished with this. I can't think of what else I was gonna do. I haven't really created a to-do list for Rev 2. I just kind of did it in my head. I should have created a revision history. I think I have one for this one. Well, I guess I could check. Put this on screen. Let me pull this up and see if I have. Pretty sure I have something here. One second. I wish I could show you that you were. I'm just on my other monitor, so give me a second. I gotta find out where I saved stuff. Shoot. Here we go. Why is this sorted by date? What is going on here? Sort by name, stupid. Bear with me. I'm trying to find a text file in my 30 revisions of Eagle files and backups. I think it's in the same folder. Kind sort. It's not a PDF. I guess it's not in there. Shoot. Man, this is really bothering me. Maybe it's not even on this computer. It's quite possible it's not on this computer. Well, shoot. Here it is. I found it. It's here. Why is this coming up in a print? What? Print. Why is this trying to print? What's going on here? Text edit. I'm in text edit. Stupid. Let's see if this is going to work. Probably not. Sublime Text just updated yesterday, and I usually don't break my whole IDE, but I really wanted to test it out because it's a big one. What is going on here? Computer's a mess right now. Where is my chat window? Man, I can't. There we go. All right, what are we doing? For some reason it didn't open. Let's try it again. Well, I've never had so much trouble opening a text file. Now it's opening the changelog. Oh, Lord. All right, so here we go. Excuse me. Yeah, so Sublime just updated. It's this is build 3200 3.2, and lots of changes. So you can see the last update was a year ago. So yeah, this is a huge. Excuse me. Got the sniffles again this morning because this allergies just killing me. Like everything's blooming. It's like 60-something degrees outside. Just like that. Spring, from winter to spring. Yeah, so I'll have to check this out. Hopefully it works now. Some of my themes were broken, I think. Yeah, this is a. That's weird. It didn't do anything. Which one do I usually use? Why is it sit? Why is there a delay? Huh. Syntaxes aren't working. That's interesting. Oops. Why is it not focusing? Oh. I don't know why that's not working. Weird. Oh, no, wrong one. Why does it keep doing that? That's weird. Huh. Plugin. I'm gonna have to try that out. I don't need help writing it. I need syntax. What that is. Live preview. Yeah, it's probably gonna do a web browser thing. That's kind of a Why did it change screens? What's going on with this thing? It's bizarre. It just went to my other monitor. I need to close this. I don't know why I have this open. Alright, so whatever. Anyway. Fixed size of silk. Already did that. Double check vector font. I always do that. That's more of a every time you submit. Add better I2C headers. Somewhat did that. Not breadboard friendly. It is breadboard friendly on 2 of the small micro breadboards. It actually works perfect, actually. I'll have to take a picture. But I picked a I accidentally made this, not accidentally, but when I made this board, I made the spacing between this and this not a division of like a breadboard spacing. It's like a breadboard and a half row, but it actually fits perfectly in those little mini breadboards that snap together because they have that border around the edge. So it's like offset one, but it actually fits on 2 of them perfect. And then you get like 2 rows on one side and 1 row on another. I didn't plan that, but it works out pretty good. I thought I was gonna have to, space them apart or something. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's the little mini breadboards. Let me see if I can pull one up. I think I might have a picture actually. Yes, these things, these little mini breadboards. But they click together, so it fits perfectly from like there to like there on another one. They click together, which is an interesting solution to things don't fit on a 5-5 breadboard. You can get 6-6, but they're hard to find. It's easier just to put 2 together. When you put 2 together, they won't line up because they have that. Almost like they make it like that on purpose, which is kind of stupid. But they don't. You can't butt them together without losing a space. Which makes sense. The wall thickness between 2 and between 1 doubles up. So, resistor values. Oh, I did that. I needed to fix them. Triple check priority, polarity, tantalize. I've already built it. I just see it's now misaligned. Oh yeah, I didn't notice that. Capacitor voltages. I probably should do this in GitHub and have actual issues, but that's probably too much to just a small PCB. I wonder how other people manage their revisions of PCBs. I just save different files. And especially if you had to share with a team. I guess that's where the Eagle online stuff comes in play. I haven't looked at it. Stream health is low. Stream says it's fine, so what's the deal? I don't know. No capacitor. Yeah, it's okay. Capacitor voltages. Yeah, I probably need to do that. I did add polarity. Yeah, I haven't checked that yet to make sure it's perfect. No cap for indicator. Yeah, I'll put probably not needed. VCC power is L1 through 9. Piezo trans. Like this. Who cares? Just later. Yeah, that's a low priority. That's what that means. I2C is not VC. I guess it depends on the regulator. Regulators usually have very low resistance from input to output. I mean, output to input. It's probably the same both ways, actually. Well, no, because there's a diode, but the way it ties together. Let me see. What did I ask? Am I asking a question here? No, it's VCC. Did I change it? I must have changed it at some point. Or was I thinking about making it so that it had 3v3 and ground on one side? That would be kind of cool. I don't think I have the space for two more. Yeah, see the offset. That's what I was talking about. This is offset from that. I mean, I kind of did that on purpose so that you don't accidentally bridge across. It's one of those up in the air things. Let me just do this like I normally do. Ugh. This is better. You could always drop it for a sensor. I've decided that those headers are really going to be for displays, and some things will match, but I just can't match all the footprints. It's just not possible. I think I just picked the most common one for temperature sensors and displays. We should say cheap displays. I did put fiducials on there. Some of this was just in Rev 1. I just didn't fill this out. I just didn't fix this. Rev 2, multiple footprints. Yeah, no. Side lights. No. This is like more like major Rev. Pretty sure I need that piezo diode. I don't know how you would get around that. It's gonna give you nasty spikes. Reset cap resistor. Pull resistors. Yeah, a lot of tantalums aren't needed. I've stopped using them on the board. It's just cheaper, and I don't see any difference. I've tested the noise, and it's fine. Use smaller regulator. Yeah, I might have more noise with smaller regulator, higher switching frequencies and stuff. I'm using the AMS 1117, which is pretty quiet, I think. It just has a very large Well, it doesn't have an enable, so it has a very high quiescent current. I mean, it's always on, so not really sleep current if it doesn't sleep. Reduce pad size, yeah, that's gonna happen. Not now. Reduce space for piezo. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with a smaller buzzer, 75-25, I think it is, 7 millimeters. Move space around the USB. I think I'm going to leave the space around the USB. And I did that here too. I could have got rid of a lot of this space. There's a lot of space between the piezo, which is actually, where's the, two places on, is it not? Why can't I see it? Why is it so dim? Why is it below? That's weird. What's that? That's weird. T-place is below the copper layer? That's kind of annoying. I want it to be always on top. See, there's something wrong with Eagle's new stack up. It automatically picks the layer. The layer you're working on is always on top, which you don't always want. Sometimes I want to route the back according to something that's on the front, like, I don't know, like an island or, something else, some mechanical something or other that's only on one side, or who knows. I guess you could set the opacity, but that's not really a solution. Like, I want to change the layer stack, or at least the visibility of it. I don't care about where they're at in physical space. I just care where they show up. So these for some reason the pads on this are huge. They don't have that much mass. I mean, they're a little heavy, but you don't need pads that big. You could probably slim them down to just the size of the component, which is this outline right here. So there's that much space between the connector, which I kind of left to be able to rework the USB jack in case something shorts out. These short out pretty easy. They're very... It's not that the pitch is so small, it's that there's metal right here, and plastic right here, and metal right here. So it kind of wants to... The solder wants to fill in between them, up against the plastic. It kind of dams it. So sometimes they get, any amount of solder that's not within the proper solder mask gets stuck in the middle. And even if you just get balls, you still want to get the balls out. So I just kind of left all that space. I may cut it down a little bit, but I noticed I had to reflow a couple boards. Not boards I reflowed, boards I hot aired. I had to rework that I didn't use a stencil with. That's what I'm talking about. Sorry. With the stencil, there's no problem doing that jack. But yeah, if you're trying to hand do it, it's kind of a pain. I think that's about it. Trim. Actually, I'm going to plan on trimming the next version. Actually, 32 millimeters. We'll see. You're right. We'll see. Power nets. Do I want to change any of this? Piezo, 5 volt. I also changed all these VCC to 5 volt labels because it's not really VCC. Although the regulator can probably do up to, I don't know what that regulator can do. I'll have to look it up. I'll have to look up what that regulator can do up to. I think You could safely say probably 10 volts, maybe up to 16. But you'll blow your neopixels. So these are all the things that are on the VCC that aren't regulated. So it's really 5 volt. It's really a 5 volt rail, not VCC. So L1 through 9, piezo, the regulator, and I squared C VCC. What's on the 3v3 is the ESP, the LM75, SHT, and the 3v3 header. And I need to create a net group for these. I need to start using net groups. I only used them once, and still don't get the benefit of it, so I gotta start playing with it. From what I understand, net groups are good for routing, maybe auto routing and regular routing, but I think the only thing is that you can do net classes. I keep saying net groups. I mean, you can only specify these 3 things. That's kind of weird, isn't it? I thought you would have a whole separate DRC for them. With drill and clearance. But now everything else might inherit from these values, so I have to understand how that works. I haven't really read that yet. So if you do DRC, you know, DRC is everything. Layer stack up, your clearance, wire to wire, wire to pad, wire to pad, wire to via. And I just have it all set to 6. I'm using JLC PCB probably, so that's kind of there. They're actually 5, 5, 5. This is 6. I'm doing 6, 6, 6. I don't like, unless I have to. I don't need to touch the min spec. Usually I'll put 1 or 2 of the min in here just to test out. I'll put one trace that's ambiguous and make it 5, and I'll use the smallest vias. I think I used the smallest vias on this whole board just because I needed the space. I'll have to double check though. No, see, it says 6 mil. Oh, that's the difference. Where's the SMD same signals? I thought I had that smaller. Well, that's weird. So if that's right, why did that not warn me about that the other day? SMD, same signals, pad. Yeah. Right, so when I had, I've already rerouted it. Yeah, so when I had this, well, it's doing it here, I think. I don't want that move. Say that won't warn me. Is that not the same signal? How did I disconnect there? That's interesting. Yeah, so that doesn't show you an overlap. I thought it would. Whoops, not that. I thought that would show you an overlap. Not an overlap, keep out warning, kind of. So, clearance. Interesting. Same signals does not apply on the same footprint. I don't think that works because I just tested that. Maybe it shows as a different error. Copper mill, copper distance, drill hole. Distance between holes, distance between copper and edge of board. I think it's less than 0.2 millimeters. which is 7.87 mil. I think that's what it is. So I'm just doing 10. 10 is pretty good, pretty standard and safe. And then it helps with your grid. It's a nice even number for your offsets and stuff for your grid if you need to move your board edges. Holes can probably be closer than 6 mil. I don't care though. I don't want holes that close anyway. Minimum trace, so I would just set that to 5. Min drill is 0.3. Which is 11. I mean double check. I need to create a comparison for some other board houses just so I have them. I could save some DR. Most of them let you download DRC rules. JLC PCB doesn't have a DR rules rule set for Eagle. Make it life a lot easier if they did. Yeah, so 0.3 millimeters for 2-layer. For multi-layer, micro vias is 0.2. So that is the min. Yeah, I mean that's multi-layer. I don't use buried vias. Annular ring is there like a percentage of the so it automatically sets the copper based on the drill size. It's based on a a minimum and then a maximum and a percentage. I think for single double layer PCB, the minimum diameter is 0.6 millimeters. No, wait. Is that right? Yeah, so the via diameter is 0.45 millimeters, and the annular ring should be 3 mil. So basically you have to figure out between that. So you have 3 mil, drill hole size 3 mil, or a diameter of 0.45. Oh, I'm sorry, 0.6 for a single layer. I mean double layer. Blah. Yeah, so you have to look at the min. That doesn't really translate to this. You'd have to calculate it. But this works. I think this is pretty standard. I didn't even touch that. I haven't played with this. I always forget about this, that you can round your pads and override the footprint, I think. See? Let's check that out right now. Can I do it on the whole? How does that work? Or is this like a... Does this warn you if something's rounded, or is this actually gonna... let's do 5. Yeah, so does that just enforce? I don't understand that. What does that do? I don't know what that does. Everybody knows what that does. I don't know. I guess I need to look it up. Shapes. I don't know. I'll have to read it before I start messing around with it. Supply, thermal isolation distance, blah, blah, blah. Thermals for vias. That just adds... Would add thermals to every single via. I'll show you. Oops. I thought that's what it did, right? Yeah, see? Oops. And you get thermals on every via. And you can change... you can change the isolation to 6. Yeah, so that just makes it smaller. Oh, keep doing it twice. Change that back to 10 mil. Masks. This is how you tent vias, basically. This is the limit for the size. I don't know if it's the size hole to tent. I just have it 14 mil, so it's every via pretty much. People complain, and it probably is a problem. I've tried to do it once before and got fed up. To tent some vias, either by net class or something like that. And as far as I know, you cannot. You have to do some custom masking if you want to do something like that. There's just a hard limit to do it. So say if I wanted all these to not be tented, but these to be tented, you can't do that unless they're different sizes. Yeah, you can check for angles. So it'll warn you about traces that are not an angle or something like that. Check stop, check values, names, width of polygons. Differential pairs. So I think that's all good. Hasn't really changed. So let's see. Let me refresh this. You just do a rat's nest to refresh. So I think we're good. Let me take a look at the renders again and make sure I don't see anything. I wonder why that mask is coming out like that. Is that because... Is it really like that? Yeah, it is like that. should be a little better. I just did that to make sure that the ground goes through there. Since it's not, I don't want to just go through the pad. Otherwise, it won't fill because of the isolation of that polygon. We also don't want that copper sticking out of the solder mask. Didn't I draw a thing over here? Oh, I think I did it on the back side. I'll check that again. I'd like to fix these right here that have the hole in the copper. It won't tent. I think it'll be alright though. I might see if I can move those. That's probably the best I'm going to get for that one. If you are putting vias in pad, you want to make sure that they're tented, of course, and they're outside of the they're underneath the solder mask. Otherwise, solder will wick into them, and it could either leave a cold joint or actually tombstone your part. Should probably pull these grounds out here. This should be fine though. That's all fine. These are deep enough, I think. This is exaggerated usually. Your solder mask offset. I don't know how you set that in Eagle. I just looked through the whole DRC and I didn't see anything in there. But I think this is like an exaggeration. I think it's only it might be the tolerance, but it's usually going to be much tighter. I mean, if you have a good board house, it should be tight, and it might be offset a little bit. That's probably the offset. It could be in all directions, and it'll probably never be like that. But you have to kind of account for it. Otherwise, you'd have a trace next to another trace. Clearance layers. Yeah, I don't know where that would. Masks. Stop mask. Min 4%. So there's the smaller dimensions of pads. So let's see what JLC PCB's stop mask is. Dimension tolerant, solder mask, thickness tolerance. I guess you'd have to go by observational. Unexpected Maker had a problem with his boards for any solder mask that wasn't green. Has a different tolerance, and he even had problems with tolerance on a green PCB for fine pitch. So I'll have to check the size of that and see what it says. See which ones are failing, because I don't think it says it in here. Yeah, it doesn't.